The biopic centers on the life of famed composer and conductor Leonard Bernstein and focuses especially on his collaboration on West Side Story. Bernstein, a Jew, is being played by Bradley Cooper, who is also serving as the film's co-writer, producer and director. But the award-winning actor is facing criticism for his decision to wear a prosthetic nose in his portrayal of Bernstein. Following the release of a first trailer earlier this week, social media users were quick to condemn the look, saying it played up to offensive Jewish stereotypes. There's also been criticism that a Jewish actor was not cast to play the role. And joining me now from Washington, D.C. to discuss this further is Yuval, a filmmaker, director, actor, and activist. Bernstein's family says they're perfectly fine with Cooper using makeup to, quote, amplify his appearance. What do you say here? Do you agree with the criticism or the family? Either way, this seems to have reignited the Jewface debate.
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show to discuss this. We're dealing with the concepts of depiction and representation and portrayal versus the impression and impersonation. This is a triggering conversation because throughout history, Jews were often portrayed in anti-Semitic films and propaganda as these evil caricatures with large, hooked noses. This film, which is a biopic of the legendary conductor Leonard Bernstein, is not that. I don't think that this is a time for us to call out anti-Semitism, but I guess I need to do a commentary about noses, which is kind of ridiculous. Not all Jews have the same one. This is insane to have to point out that in 2023, but here we are. This ubiquitous ethnic stereotype about a large hooked Jewish nose is rooted in medieval societal attempts to ostracize, to dehumanize, to demonize Jews and to turn Jews into witches. This Jewish nose concept is based on pseudoscience. So we, as the Jewish community, are obviously triggered when people talk about our noses. The prosthetic is problematic. When the first photos emerged in, I believe, May, people called this ethnic cosplay. There are people who might be fine with that. Even the Bernstein family was fine with it, but that's part of the problem. Whatever the reasons of being fine with that, is that an example of internalized shame or self-hatred or supporting of prosthetic noses? But we also have comparables. We have seen Al Pacino play Jews constantly. We've had Meryl Streep plays Jews. Cillian Murphy just played Oppenheimer. We have so many people who are like Helen Mirren, who played Golda Meir. So yes, Leonard Bernstein was a very handsome man and had a prominent nose. Is this a problem? I don't really think that this is a problem. But when non-Jewish people portray Jewish people, they need to be ready for this conversation.
Very much so, and it seems that this really is igniting the debate on whether this should be equated, or at least the use of prosthetics should be equated to racially insensitive portrayals like blackface or yellowface, and how that plays into anti-Semitism. But I think in his defense, it sort of is part and parcel of acting, casting actors into literally transform themselves both mentally and physically for such roles. And Yuval, I would not want to be known for having a prominent nose here on the I-24 news desk, and so I think there very much is a debate here, but I do thank you for bringing both sides of it to the table. Yuval, a filmmaker, director, actor, and activist, thank you so much for joining us here on the I-24 news desk, which does bring us to the end of this broadcast. If anything that you may have missed, though, check out our website at i24news.tv. You can see that right there.